5 potential Mets September call-ups in 2023, and this is from Metsmerized Online. There are 2 weeks left in August, so that means rosters are close to expanding for the final month of the season. The September call-ups used to line up with the end of the AAA season, so you don't see as many bigger names getting the call-up for a cup of coffee in September as you used to. Plus, there is now a limit of 28 players, 14 pitchers max, on the active roster. Just 2 more than the other months of the season. Teams used to be able to call up as many players on the 40-man roster as they wanted. But with the Syracuse Mets not in any sort of playoff contention, and the Mets also playing for a better draft pick, it'll be worth it for the Mets to use their extra 2 roster spots with players who haven't gotten any run at the big league level yet. This means Brett Baty, Jeff Brigham, Joe Lucchesi, and others won't be involved in the discussion. Though they certainly could be on the MLB roster again at some point over the next 7 weeks. Here are 5 potential call-ups for September, all on AAA Syracuse right now. For the Mets in 2023, note, every player but Mauricio would have to be added to the 40-man roster. Number 1, Ronny Mauricio. This one is obvious. Mauricio's been on top prospects list for what feels like a decade. Though he's cooled off from a scorching hot start over the last 2 months, his overall numbers are about average for the International League. Should Mauricio have locked down a permanent position, he'd likely already have his MLB shot. But the Mets have played him at second, third, and left with mixed results over the last couple of months. The Mets are going to have to try him out in the majors at some point, especially if he's not involved in some sort of trade this offseason. Mets may use September to keep playing him at various positions and working on his defense at AAA. But it wouldn't be shocking if he finally got his call up at some point later this year. Number 2, Carlos Cortez. He has had his hot and cold streaks throughout his minor league career, but he's scorching hot right now. Over the last month in AAA, he slashed .348 with a .627 slug across 83 plate appearances. He's played both corner outfield spots where the Mets don't really have anyone else young and worthy enough of playing over him right now. Cortez doesn't project to be an everyday starter, but he could wet his feet in the majors while the team sees what it has for 2024. Mike Vasil. Vasil has rocketed up the Mets minor league system the last 2 years, starting 2022 at low A and ending this year at AAA. 23-year-old's year reached an apex last week with a near no-hitter, taking the bid into the 9th inning. Vasil is one of the team's top pitching prospects, and as the team debates how to use Kodai Senga for the rest of the year, there could be an opening in the rotation down the stretch. At the same time, Vasil already has a career-high in innings, and the team could shut himself down before the end of the year. Luke Ritter, and some names we've not discussed. Luke Ritter has been the Mets' best power threat prospect in the minor leagues this year, amassing 23 homers over 421 plate appearances in Double and AAA. The 26-year-old also walks over 15% of the time, and he can play multiple spots on the infield. Like Cortez, Ritter doesn't project as an everyday starter, but the Mets sorely lacked depth this year, and they'll need some solid options for next year. He's more than earned a September call-up, and he's a more intriguing option for regular bats than Jonathan Arraez or Danny Mendick. Nathan Lavender, which I mentioned, I did a video on him yesterday. I put the link into there so you can watch him. That's his scouting report from Amazing Avenue. Lavender is probably the Mets' most intriguing bullpen arm at AAA that hasn't had a shot in the majors yet. The lefty has a 2.63 ERA this year across AA and AAA, and he strikes a ton of people out. But he also walks a ton of people. And it remains to be seen if his fastball, which has played up throughout the minors and averages between 90 and 91, will make it in the major leagues. Mets need to fill up their bullpen again in 24, and Lavender could be an under-the-radar candidate to make the team next spring. The team could give him a shot next month.